Dearest viewers, whatever shall we do without the joy of another Bridgerton season on the way soon? Even as a Bridgerton Season 3 wrapped up last week, it might not be until 2026 that Season 4 could drop on Netflix, with showrunner Jess Brownell telling TheWrap a yearly release schedule is probably out of the cards. If you've already binge-watched Bridgerton Season 3, and revisited its first 2 seasons as well as spin-off series Queen Charlotte, it might take a Regency-era love story like Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, or Emma to fill the Bridgerton-sized void. Maybe you've already had your fill of period pieces and are just looking for a fun watch with a bit of whimsy, in which case we'll point you to contemporary romances like Kate and Leopold or The Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. See a full breakdown on the 7 movies you should watch while waiting for Bridgerton to return for Season 4. 1. Pride and Prejudice. There have been many adaptations of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, but director Joe Wright's 2005 film starring Keira Knightley and Matthew Macfadyen is roundly considered to be one of the best, if not the best. Austen's 1813 novel of love sickness endures to this day, and was surely an inspiration to both the Bridgerton books and the show as it chronicles a family with 5 daughters as they wade through issues of marriage, love and what the future holds for each. Wright nails the iconography associated with Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy, and few have smoldered better than Macfadyen.
Miss Elizabeth, I have struggled in vain and I can bear it no longer. These past months have been a torment. I came to Rosings with the single object of seeing you. I had to see you. I have fought against my better judgment, my family's expectation, the inferiority of your birth, my rank and circumstance, all these things, and I'm willing to put them aside and ask you to end my agony.
I don't understand.
I love you.
2. Emma, 1996. Just like Penelope Featherington, Emma Woodhouse, Gwyneth Paltrow, has a knack for meddling in the lives of high society members, except she chooses a less controversial method than Lady Whistledown, matchmaking. While Emma's intentions are pure, undeniably more so than some of Penelope's most enraged columns, she finds herself in a similar dilemma as Penelope in Season 3 of Bridgerton, when she finds herself wrapped up in too many schemes that may compromise her own chance at happiness. Emma also features an all-star cast made up of Paltrow, Alan Cumming, Toni Collette, Ewan McGregor and Jeremy Northam.
Is your horse just washing his feet, or are there darker forces at work here?
The latter, I'm afraid. Something has happened to the wheel and I cannot move.
Oh, you'll just have to live here then. Bye-bye. I suppose that won't do. I'll help you home.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Oh, Churchill. Frank Churchill.
A name I know as well as my own, so long I have heard it spoken. Your father's wife was my governess.
Then you are Miss Woodhouse. How delightful. I hear of nothing but you.
The last I heard from Mrs. Weston, you're not due till tomorrow.
It is always a pleasure to come in on one's friends before the lookout begins. I would not presume to do so in most cases, but I felt in coming home I might be forgiven.
Then you...
3. Emma. 2020. Another adaptation of Emma arrived in 2020, but it had the misfortune of opening in theaters in February, right before the pandemic. Filmmaker Autumn de Wilde's take is a sumptuous feast, visually arresting, colorful, and stylish. Anya Taylor-Joy plays Emma in this adaptation with an ever-so-slight aloofness that comes off charming. Johnny Flynn is delightful as George, and Mia Goth gets to shed the darkness that surrounds so many of her roles for her sweet spin on Harriet. The swell ensemble cast includes Josh O'Connor, Bill Nighy, and Callum Turner.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am ordered by Miss Woodhouse to say that she waives her right of knowing what you may be thinking of and only requires something entertaining from each of you. She demands either one thing very clever, or two things moderately clever, or three things very dull indeed. And she engages to laugh heartily at them all.
4. Kate and Leopold. If you're looking to blend together contemporary, city life with a hint of old-timey whimsy, Kate and Leopold might be the right pick for you. Rom-com queen Meg Ryan stars as Kate, a corporate executive whose life is made a little bit sweeter by Leopold, Hugh Jackman, a duke from 1876 New York City who accidentally time travels with Kate's ex-boyfriend to contemporary times. Kate resists many of his chivalrous attempts, meanwhile not believing his story is legit, before he eventually sweeps her off her feet. Liev Schreiber, Natasha Lyonne, Breckin Meyer and Bradley Whitford also star.
I myself once courted a librarian in Sussex.
Oh. Good for you.
I must confess, I feel as though we've met on a previous occasion.
Well, Lionel, seeing as I've never met a single friend of Stuart's, I'm not even sure he's ever had any, I really don't see how that's possible.
5. Sense and Sensibility. I know, another Jane Austen adaptation. But if the shoe fits. 1995's Sense and Sensibility adaptation won an Oscar for Emma Thompson for Best Adapted Screenplay and stands as one of the best Austen adaptations ever. If the story of the Featheringtons in Bridgerton strikes a chord, this one's for you. Sense and Sensibility follows a family facing destitution who are forced to seek financial security through marriage. Thompson, Alan Rickman, Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant and Hugh Laurie star. 6. Little Women, 2019. Greta Gerwig's fresh, female-driven Little Women is the perfect supplement to Shondaland's Bridgerton. The 2019 adaptation follows the familiar story of the bond between four sisters, showcasing the intricacies of identity as a woman in the late 1800s. Jo's contrarian, feminist ideals and love for writing are not unlike that of Penelope Featherington and Eloise Bridgerton. While Meg's debutante ball might not compare to that of Queen Charlotte's, this film will give you the Bridgerton fix you need. And you get Timothée Chalamet as Laurie. What more could you ask for?
I just feel like women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts, and they've got ambition and they've got talent as well as just beauty. And I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it. But I'm so lonely.
7. The Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. If you burn for Bridgerton Season 2's enemies to lovers arc between Anthony and Kate with the satisfaction of a happily ever after, we recommend queuing up one of the best sequels cinema has to offer, The Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. Despite being set in a fictional yet contemporary regime, the yearning between Anne Hathaway's Princess Mia and Chris Pine's Nicholas matches that of Bridgerton leads, with each having a satisfying payoff which should be expected from the Shonda Rhimes-written screenplay. The 2004 flick also gives Bridgerton fans a much-needed dose of Julie Andrews, whose fate as of Bridgerton narrator for Season 4 and beyond hangs in the balance following the Season 3 finale. This time, however, we get to see Julie Andrews as the icon she is, mattress surfing in style during Mia's sleepover bachelorette party.
What is your dilemma, young man?
You are, in fact. I'm in love with the queen-to-be, and I am inquiring if she loves me too.
Do you have a chicken for my table?
No, my kitchen is out of chickens.
Oh.
8. 27 Dresses. In 27 Dresses, Katherine Heigl's Jane feels just as overlooked as Penelope as she pines after her aloof boss, George Edward Burns. Taking always a bridesmaid, never a bride, to an extreme as she has served as a bridesmaid 27 times, Jane never feels like it's quite her time to shine, especially when her charismatic, carefree sister Tess, Malin Ackerman, enters the scene and woos George. While her sister going after her longtime crush isn't quite the same as Penelope's longtime pining after Eloise's brother, Colin, the messy family connections push Jane out of her comfort zone to see herself as the main character and embrace love where she might not expect it, even if it's with an arrogant journalist, James Marsden, covering her sister and George's wedding.
Take pennies longer in a cement jet. Ooh, but your soul lays down. Penny and jet.
These were the 8 movies like Bridgerton you should watch. If you have already watched any of these movies, let me know in comment section. And if you want more videos like this, so like the video and subscribe to my channel so that our every upcoming video will reach you. Thank you.